I'm going to start out with a reintroduction here. We had some problems with streaming going live. Today's game is Portage versus Pardeeville varsity. G2 at the Portage Curling Club. I'm Steve Duberstein. I'm doing the announcing. Game so far, Portage took 2 in the first end and the second end. Stole 2 in the second end. We're into the third end now. And Portage looking to go ahead and draw behind the center guard. Try to get another steal set up. Just ticked off on that one. Pardeeville looking to go ahead and take out that Portage rock, perhaps roll in behind the guards. Hit it straight on, didn't get the roll. That'll let Portage repeat the same shot, do the same thing. Bit of a lightweight takeout. Let's see if she's got enough energy to remove the red one. And just enough. As Abby Sanderson, senior, playing second for Portage with her second shot. Looks like Pardeeville's going to try to tap that red one back, based on the broom anyway. Got about 5 feet of curling or so. Portage ice, sometimes a hair more. So she could either end up tapping that one or actually going between them, red and the yellows, and going right in depending on the line here. Kind of a wide shot. Weight's nice. Might get right buried behind the red one. And about half buried, still exposed. Portage can get at it if they want. Portage just electing to remove the guard here so they can get at the one in the back. That's the A shot. The B shot, if they're hair wide, they can actually clip the one in the back out. Oh, that's a nice shot. She actually doubled them off. Very nice shot there by Olivia Goldthorpe, a senior, playing vice for Portage. So once again, Pardeeville looking to go ahead and draw around those center guards. Pardeeville needs points at this point. They're going to have to keep drawing around, trying to get some points here. They have some guards to work with. It's kind of a race. It's a race to the 4-foot here between Pardeeville and Portage. Coming around nicely. Weight's pretty good, just a hair heavy. Missed the guards. Oh, that's going to end up going out the back. Now Portage will look to do that same thing now. Get there first. Calling for only about 4 feet of curl on this path. Can be a bit tight. Portage ice. Olivia Goldthorpe with her last shot. It's a little heavy again, a little wide. Sticks around here, doesn't look like it. Gonna go out the back. Sometimes on Portage ice this year, sometimes first stones you throw down a path are a little slower than subsequent stones that go down the same path, so that requires a little bit of adjustment. It's kind of new for this year. So you have to be careful if you went down the path before or not. So, although this path has been played quite a few times, but maybe not by the same player. So the path is up to speed, but the player's last shot down that line may have been when the path was not played yet. So here's Pardeeville. Taylor Lutke, she's skipping the team but throwing third rocks. A nice draw there behind the tee line, but almost buried. Portage looking to remove that. The way it looks, let's see where she puts her broom. It's got a broom set for kind of a hack weight shot. Hack or board weight shot. It's a difficult broom on Portage ice to figure out where it would go. The room for a control weight takeout, which is a lightweight takeout, is pretty consistent. Same with a regular weight takeout. And draw broom is pretty consistent, but the brooms in between for, say, hack and board weight are sometimes a little bit hard to figure out, especially when you don't throw that shot very much. So since started the broadcast a little late here between the ends, I'll reintroduce the teams between the ends. This looks pretty good. Gonna clip it on the, oh, she just missed it. Yeah, and that's a good example, I think. I think she was on the broom, but it's just hard to figure out where to place the broom. So this gives Pardeeville a chance to get some more rocks in the house and catch up a bit here. Calling for about 4.5 feet of curl here, perhaps 5 to get it buried. Perfect shot would be kind of just above that red one, kind of in line with the yellow one. So they'd all be in a straight line. Call that a Christmas tree. Once you have a Christmas tree, it's hard for the other team to either score or to knock one of them out and not have theirs roll out. So Maddie Harvey throwing last rocks for Pardeeville. Oh, that looks like it hit something. Oh, lost its handle. Yeah, it hit something and lost its handle. Went one way and then went the other way. Rock picked. Something got caught underneath the rock, caused it to lose its rotation, and then it kind of goes a little bit haywire. So Portage is going to have another chance to throw the same shot. Kind of unfortunate for Pardeeville. Whenever you get pick, as it's called, that kind of unfortunate for the team that has that happen. Once in a while, it works out good for you, but not too often. Maddie Harvey with her last rock. This one needs to curl. This one's coming in nicely. A little wide again. Repeated the same thing, exact same thing as the last one. So Pardeeville's going to have a draw for 2 here. Tighten up the game a bit. They got one good to go here. It's got to draw for another one. Maddie Harvey, senior for Pardeeville. Throw a draw for 2. Pretty big port to go through there. I make sure not to broom it too tight. You don't want to hit the yellows. You got some backing. You can back against your own. This looks kind of hot. Kind of hot, kind of fast. And hard to tell on the video sometimes, though. I think she's going to be all right here if she doesn't knock her other red one out. Nope, she split them. That'll be a score of 2 for Pardeeville. Bringing the score Portage 4, Pardeeville 2 after 3 ends. All right, apologize we didn't get the broadcast going right at the beginning of the game. So we'll reintroduce the teams here. For Portage, we have Katie Charles, freshman at lead. Abby Sanderson, a senior at second. Olivia Goldthorpe, a senior at third. And Sophia Brum, skipping the team, also a senior. For Pardeeville, we have Kiana Berry, a sophomore at lead. Allie Gowell, a sophomore at second. Taylor Ludke throwing third rocks, but skipping the team. And Maddie Harvey throwing the last rocks. My name's Steve Duberstein. I'm announcing the game for you here today from the Portage Curling Club. All right, Pardeeville just threw their first rock here. We're looking for a guard, but they went into the house, so Portage will just go ahead and remove that. Katie Charles, lead for Pardeeville. Lead for Portage. Hit and stick would be nice, or a little bit roll to the right would be even better. That's a good shot. Really want, without the hammer, like Pardeeville doesn't have last rock advantage here. Without the hammer, really want to get that first shot as a guard. That's your, really need that guard to be able to score, and that's it's also a free guard in curling. The first 5 rocks that are thrown are called free guards. A free guard, if it's not in the house, if it's not in the rings, then it cannot be removed from the field of play. You can move it around, but you can't remove it from the field of play. I think Taylor was calling to draw behind the yellow, but I'm not sure. In any case, it's kind of over curling. Going to end up on the right side, kind of a, we call a free guard on the right side, a corner guard as it's called, and that's actually to Portage's advantage because they can go ahead and draw around that, get one buried, and keep the center open. But Portage here looking to go ahead and split the house. Just put another counter in. And then they can play out the rest of the end and score 2 if everything goes right for them. It's coming in nicely. Katie Charles' second rock here. In the rings, that works. So they're sitting 2. So Taylor Lickey calling for Allie Gowell, sophomores, throwing second rocks to hit that Portage yellow rock. You could roll either way. It's going to be hard to roll to the right because with that turn, it's going to be hard to get on that side of the rock. So you could roll to the left and get behind the Portage rock. Let's see where it ends up here. It's over curling. Looks like it's going to go right through. That's unfortunate. So, with that, we have Abby Sanderson. And I think they're calling, Sophia's calling for Abby to go ahead and draw around that Portage rock on the left, get another one buried. Yep, that's where she's tapping her broom. That's a good call. Little hot, but coming in nicely. A little tap here would be nice. Just tap it over and move it over. Nah, didn't move over quite enough. Still a very useful rock, though. Portage sitting 3. Pardeeville going to have to try to hit and roll. Portage with the hammer. So this is Allie Gowell for Pardeeville. Throwing her last rock is. That's the second for Pardeeville. Gonna look to hit and roll. Maybe behind the Portage yellow. That would be a short run back, but that's probably about the best result you can get at this point. She's playing the out in, the in turn. So she has a broom on the left side of the rock. That's a more predictable turn, but it also gives a bigger chance of crashing on that top Portage rock if she's a little bit wide. Oh, it's cutting real hard. She's going to end up hitting the other one. Maybe rolling over a bit just on top of the Portage one. Yep. Not that bad of a result. Kind of a Christmas treat there, as we say. Portage looking to hit that Pardeeville stone right in the middle there, and then roll to the right, hopefully behind that red guard on the right side. This is looking pretty good right now. If they can get it here. Don't want to go by and get your own. Well, that's what they did. Ended up going right by and getting their own. That was kind of the risk with that shot. Portage still shot just barely. Pardeeville looking to hit that. I think this is wise. They're looking at going the other way here. We say the in-out, going from the in-out. So this will be Taylor Ludke skipping the team and throwing third rocks. She's going to go ahead and hit and stick, probably the best result. You could get a little roll to the right if you wanted. That wouldn't be bad. Have to play this turn because you'd risk hitting the guard otherwise. But the in-out is a little bit harder to control than when you play the out-in. She's going to be on the guard anyway, the way it looks. That's unfortunate because in addition to that, she moved her own rock a little bit to the left and completely opened up that rock right that Portage is going to just try to take out and hit and stick now. So kind of a game of takeouts at this point. Portage has to hit straight on. They don't really want to hit it and try to roll to the left because then it would jam. It would jam on the yellow in the back. So they can't really play for the roll underneath the yellow guard on the left side. The yellow guard being just slightly inside the house. Otherwise they get the jam. So it looks like a good shot. A little roll to the right is fine. That works fine. Sets up a double, pretty easy double. But at this point, Portage is sitting 1-2. Pardeeville sitting third. That red rock on the left can be a little hard to see because it's in the right inside the packer, grower, packer, shipper of the gums circle there. It's that red rock. But if she can double these out, they'll be sitting 2. Then they can force Portage to 1 if all the rest of the shots in the end are made. All right, so Taylor Ludke with her final stone as throwing third rocks for Pardeeville, but skipping the team. Oh, looking pretty good here. Oh, looking pretty good. Oh, just hit it just a little bit too dead on. I think Pardeeville might be shot here, though. That forces Portage to try to remove it. All right, so Olivia Goldthorpe throwing third rocks, vice for Portage. Perfect shot would be to kick that red one out to the left and roll a little bit to the right and be sitting 2. Tough shot. Don't want the jam. She's gonna get the red out. Oh, she just moved it over a little bit. Not quite enough weight. And I think Pardeeville is still shot. Take a quick look on the overhead here. Pretty close, but I think Pardeeville's shot. I don't think it changes Pardeeville's shot. I guess what they're discussing here is should they guard their stone or just take the other yellow out. I like taking. I think I like they're still down 2 points. I think I like taking the other yellow out myself, and then forcing Portage to make a couple of perfect hits. Because if Portage hits and rolls out, they can place another guard. They can just place a guard over it then, and then maybe get a steal or even 2. Can't quite see what she's doing here. I think looking to maybe tap that Portage yellowback a little bit. Is this Maddie Harvey throwing last rocks? Yeah, it looks like she's playing the tap here. Just tap the Portage rock back a little bit. Now, unfortunately, she kind of missed it. That'll leave Portage a chance to go ahead and take out that Pardeeville, what appears to be the shot rock. Sophia Brahm, senior for Portage, with her first skip stone, looking to hit and stick. Little roll would be even better. Oh, that's what you got, a tiny roll. That's pretty good. So now Portage sitting 2. Pardeeville got to elect what to do here. If you go after the one on the left, you have to throw a lot of weight to get the double. That's a pretty flat double. Yeah, I think they're another shot they could play here, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Try to do a little bit of a tap back. I think that's the shot. Not a lot of broom called for that though. Might need a little bit more broom to get that tap back. So. You don't want to go right by it, and I think that's that looks like what's almost happening here. Oh, they're directional sweeping it. And she saved it. They saved it with the directional sweep. So Pardeeville's again shot. Portage can hit that head on and take 2. So Sophia Brahm is going to go ahead and, with the broom, that looks like almost a normal weight takeout rather than a control weight takeout. But that can be hard to tell just looking at the TV screen here. That looks like normal weight. I think with normal weight, you gotta hit it right head on in order to stick around. And if you hit a little bit off to the side, you roll off, which is what she's gonna do. Oh, she kind of got a double there. That was kind of, I think that's kind of the B shot, but it ends up with a score of 2 for Portage, bringing the score Portage 6, Pardeeville 2 after 4. So we're halfway through the game here. So after 4 ends, score Portage 6, Pardeeville 2, just starting the 5th end here. Pardeeville with the hammer. Portage looking to come in the house with the rock. Put some pressure on Pardeeville. Prefer this not to be short. Prefer to be in the rings. And she's a little short. It's a center guard. That's good. But anytime you're up with a lead, usually guards are to the other team's advantage. So Pardeeville's going to go ahead and try to draw around that, get some rocks buried right away. Usually when down by several points with the hammer, you do like to play to the sides, maybe put up a corner guard rather than drawing around the center. And it depends on what you want to do. As this shot, thing about this shot is when you play this shot, it has to be almost perfect to be of use. And here what happened is it was a little inside, knocked the Portage rock in. Now Portage can just guard that up. When you play that draw around the center guard with hammer, it's have to almost be dead buried above the tee in order to make it useful. Anything else other than that is usually actually to the team without the hammer's advantage. Oh, Portage, look, just guard that up. Don't mind if it bites into the 12-foot. And then Pardeeville would have some cleaning up to do. Let's see where it ends up here. Looks like it's over curling a bit. Come down, maybe tap it here just a hair. On the right side. Yeah, kind of sets up a double for Pardeeville. Canterbury, sophomore lead for Pardeeville. Their second stone. And try for the double here. Got to throw enough weight to make this shot. Need at least what we call normal weight to remove 2 rocks. Oh, she threw a rocket. Unfortunately, it's going to be outside. Looks like it's going to go right by. She had the weight. Didn't have the line, though. That would have hit them. They definitely would have went away. Portage just looking to guard that up. That one rock into the 4-foot. That shrinks the 4-foot. That's right at the edge of the 4-foot. So if they get this guard, Pardeeville, if they want to be aggressive, they would just draw around the right side and try to get to the 4-foot before Portage does get right down to the button. Calling for a little less than 4 feet of curl here. Be careful not to over curl here. It looks pretty nice. This looks coming in nicely. Going to be a good guard. Very well placed. Very well placed. Very well placed guard. So I think she's calling for the draw right in, which is what we just talked about. Portage has a nice setup, but if Pardeeville gets in there buried, Portage with the yellow rocks does not have a good way to get at him. It would not have a good way to get at Pardeeville's rock. Sweepers are on it early, indicating they think it's light, and it is indeed light. Quite light, unless it picks something. There is a little kind of a blank zone with our cameras here at Portage, right in the center of the sheet where we cannot see what is happening. So if the rock picks in that area, we're unable to see it. So what Portage is going to do is try to take that path away. In other words, come in on the right side, come right around it, do that same thing that Pardeeville was just trying to do. Yeah, it's a little light too. Sometimes we say those wide shots, we say sometimes they're kind of out in the weeds. And what that means is not as many stones have gone over those real wide paths, and then the player tends to throw them a little light because they think they're throwing a draw more towards on another path that was pretty fast, and they end up kind of short. So I don't know, Pardeeville could play that same shot again here. I don't think that's enough. They're looking to remove rocks. They're down by 4. They really need some points here. Be nice to draw around and get some buried in there and get some points. So this is Taylor Ludke. She's a skip, but throwing third rocks. No, and wide here. She's going to kick her red out there and roll over a little bit. Kind of made it. Now it's going to make it difficult to get a run back. Now it's another race to the 4-foot here with the out turn. If Portage can get one in here and get it in the way, it's going to be pretty hard for Pardeeville to score. All right, so we got Olivia Goldthorpe, senior for Portage. We're going to out-turn draw. Don't want to be behind the tee line. Want to be above the tee line here. Oh, it's cutting hard now. Is she going to get around it? Oh, no, she sure did. Don't want to go too deep here now. They had to sweep it to get around it. That's a good shot. Above the tee line. Buried. Boy, now it's Pardeeville in a difficult position here. Yeah. Taylor Ludke looking at it, trying to eye up a way to clean up some rocks here so they can get at that stuff in the back. Eyeing up a couple different ways to do this. Looks like he's looking to run the yellow into the yellows at this point. Tough situation for Pardeeville here. Portage has an almost ideal setup going here. Still could draw around that whole pile there, get to the back of the 4-foot, try to put a counter in there, but that doesn't, that's a tough shot and doesn't leave you a lot of options on your next one. All right, so Taylor Ludke here is down there setting up the shot. Throwing third rocks, she's now going to throw the shot. She's got the weight. Let's see if she's got the line. Pretty close here. Oh, she's going to peel off her own red. Pretty close. That does actually expose the, even though that yellow rock on the 4-foot on the right side, the one she's got her broom by right there. Pardeeville can get at that, and I think Portage sees that, so they're going to try to guard that up. Although they're going to, you know, yeah, there's a better way. I mean, she was looking at the out turn, now she's going to play the in turn. And just try to plug up that hole because that's about Pardeeville's only shot is to get in there and kind of come around that guard, hit that yellow one on the right just on the 4-foot and kind of roll in, and Portage looking to take this away. See Olivia Goldthorpe throwing this shot. Coming in nicely. Sweepers just got to get it in position here. Yeah, sweep it a little bit more, take that shot away. Sweep it a little bit more. I think the shot's still there. Didn't quite sweep it over enough. We'll see if Pardeeville try that. Pardeeville only have 3 rocks left. The yellow guard on the right side, that Portage guard, is rather tall. Pardeeville could go between those two red ones at the top with an in-turn control weight, hit the yellow one in the back and roll into the rings, but I don't think she sees the shot. She's looking at still trying to remove some things, and there's not a good way to remove rocks at this point. But sometimes if you throw enough weight and jumble things up, it'll give you more options for your skips shots. I think maybe they're seeing that now. I think they're seeing that shot I was just talking about. Come right through there. Yep, she's kind of walking it off there. Yeah, all right. I think she sees it now. That's good. I think that's their best option at this point. You got to throw a control weight, which is a lightweight takeout, through that port. Well, they're back looking at that shot I was talking about again. It's there. At this point, you don't have a lot of options. We'll try to get to, and Pardeeville needs to score on this end, so. Good they took the time to see all the different options here. Went down to the other end to take a look now. There we go. All right, this is a good choice. The key to this shot is the weight. You have to throw what we call a control weight in order to get it to miss the two rocks and still curl enough to hit that yellow one on the inside and then roll into the rings and be sitting one. Throw it too heavy, you'll just go right through the hole. Kind of a field goal. And she's throwing a pretty heavyweight shot here. Let's see how it ends up. She's just got to miss that yellow one on the top, which she didn't. But that's okay. At least she cleared it out of the way. I still think even clearing that out of the way is a better option because now Portage has to put up a perfect guard to protect that yellow or protect Pardeeville's path. And so even though she slightly, just barely missed a shot, it got the guard out of the way, which is a great B shot for this situation. So Portage still has to put up two perfect guards in order to keep Pardeeville from getting at that stone and having a chance to, she could make a roll in or actually get a double. Pardeeville could. Sophia Brahm looking to throw the guard here. Not oversweep it here. Don't want it to overcurl, girls. She put it almost perfect spot. She put it in such a spot, too, that that same shot that we just talked about is not there. It's not there anymore. So, in other words, Pardeeville couldn't try to throw that same shot again. Couple of options here. One would be to go ahead and clear the guard out again. So they have make Portage put up another perfect guard. That's one option. I think she's looking back to see if they want to call a timeout or something. Anyway, they could do that. The other thing they could do is go ahead and try to draw at this point, because I think Portage does put up a perfect guard. The only shot they're going to have after that is a draw. And you can still score with a draw. You can get around those yellows just enough to sit full 4-foot and get your one. But I like clearing the guard here. Looks like she's kind of looking at a run back, like a run back double. That would work too, because that would make it probably a little bit easier to get to the 4-foot on the last shot. So. So this is Maddie Harvey with her first stone. Maddie, senior for Pardeeville, throwing last rocks. Oh, directional sweeping it right away. She's gonna do some damage here. Let's see what she does. Oh, that didn't help them much. That didn't help them much. Portage can kind of draw one in and plug that up, and then they'll still have a draw on the left side. But now Sophia Brahm, she's looking to go ahead and probably be right down in the 12-foot and prevent Pardeeville from hitting that number one shot rock that's in the 4-foot. Just take that away. That'll likely force Pardeeville to a draw. Sophia looking to throw the guard. It looks like it's over curling just a hair. Sweepers are off it. Over curled just a hair, but I think it still works. Don't think Pardeeville could get around that and get to that and still be shot. So they're looking maybe to play some kind of maybe an in-off here. Hit that far yellow rock on the right, just on the inside, and then roll in. Difficult shot, but it's there. All right, final stone of the end by Maddie Harvey for Pardeeville. Sweepers are on it. That's a good sign. She's got to hit it on the inside, though. She's going to end up hitting it on the outside here. Cut Portage down. But that'll be a score of Portage for 3 for Portage. So we'll bring our score, Portage 9 and Pardeeville 2 after 5 ends. All right, with that, into the 6th end, Portage with a 7-point lead. Katie Charles throwing lead. Looking to go ahead and draw into the house. Don't want to give him any guards at this point. Want to sweep that one in, girls. Want that one in the house. She's a little short. Pardeeville going to try to take advantage of that. Guard, draw around it. We need a lot of rocks. A lot of rocks in the house now in order to... Need a big end or two in order to catch up. Kiana Berry, a sophomore. Pardeeville. Yep. Once again, this is a tough shot, and she'll knock Portage's rocks into the rings. So a strategy at this point for Pardeeville, they need to get some guards up and get some stuff behind them. That's the only way you can score multiples. And for Portage, the usual strategy is just keep it clean. So with no rocks in the house and a free guard for the Pardeeville, Portage can't remove anything. So they're just looking to go ahead and draw behind, put more pressure on Pardeeville. Once again, want to be in the rings here. And that ends up short. That's actually, call that a corner guard, which is to Pardeeville's advantage. Pardeeville can draw around that corner guard now if they want. Try to tap that yellow one a little bit. But it looks like what they're going to do is draw around the center guard. They need a little help from Portage here in a way of missing a takeout or two, and then Pardeeville might be able to put together 3 or 4 for this end. Here's Abby Sanderson, a second for Portage. And looking to have Abby just take out that red stone there. That red Pardeeville stone right on the edge. At this point, Portage just wants to remove rocks. But she's just going to go right by. Yep. Pardeeville's still not shot. They have to do something with that yellow in the back in order to get a big end. They can get to that yellow in the back if they played the out-turn kind of control weight hit, but they're looking instead to draw behind their red guard on the right, the one just in the rings. Thing here is, in order to score a big end, you got to do something with that yellow stone. You got to get rid of that, and they need a big end. If they're too heavy on this, then they'll make the takeout on the yellow difficult because it'll jam. Haley Gowell, a sophomore for Pardeeville, playing the draw here. Want to stick around. I think she's going to stick around. But once again, something has to still Portage his shot. They're going to have to do something with that. And by drawing into the back, if next Pardeeville's next shot, they try to go around and take that yellow out, they have a possibility of a jam the yellow right into the red. Let's see if Portage can make this shot here. Abby Sanderson again. Oh, she got it this time. Nice, Portage sitting 2. So, Pardeeville. Ellie Gall again. Looking to hit and stick on that Portage rock. A little bit of a game of takeout here, waiting for somebody to miss. That'll kind of determine the rest of this end. That shot looks pretty good. She sticks around. Oh, she's going to roll out. That's unfortunate. So in curling, you wouldn't think there'd be offense and defense, but there is. Offense, you're trying to score, and defense, you're trying to keep the other team from scoring. Seems kind of obvious, but it isn't. So on Portage is on defense. Usually on defense, what you want to do is just take out the opponent's rocks. But at this point, the way the Pardeeville's rocks are positioned, you'd have to take out the back one. Doesn't help you real lot. Pardeeville could come down and draw against that, or take out that yellow one on the side. And so now you're actually playing defense by playing offense. In other words, you're trying to get another one into the rings so Pardeeville can score only one. Offense by, or we say defense by offense. So that looks pretty good. Olivia Goldthorpe. And she just outcounts that red. Just outcounts that Pardeeville stone. So Portage sitting 3 now. So here's Taylor Ludke throwing third rocks for Pardeeville, heading down the ice, and she's just going to look to draw behind, try to get buried. Pretty big crowd here, if you can see through the glass on the left pane. Quite a few people here watching the game at the Portage Curling Club. Here's Taylor, looking to draw and get buried behind that yellow guard up on the top. And it's coming up kind of narrow. May get lucky and tap her own red here, but I don't think she's got enough weight. So now we're going to have more defense by offense. By playing offense, Portage draw another one in, tap their other one up. Even if they're a little short at the top of the 12-foot, they really have shrunk the path for Pardeeville to get into the rings. So Olivia Goldthorpe with her final stone, playing vice for Portage. He's looking at a tap here. The way it curled up. A little roll to the left would be nice because that same draw is still going to be there now for Pardeeville. Pardeeville's got 3 rocks left in this end. Means if they played it perfect, they could score 3 points. They'll have to draw in 3 times and hope Portage has a miss once or twice. So Portage Ice been curling, I'd say about 5 feet. Here they're calling for about 4.5. And it varies a bit. Today it's been between 4.5 and 5 typically. But on this path, we've seen both the last 2 shots, I think, have curled more than the skips have anticipated. Here's Taylor with her final shot, calling for the sweep. Yeah, they got that one right. Look at that. Behind the tee, but it's shot. Now pressure on Portage to really just going to have to draw right in, right on top of it. And take enough broom here. A little bit tight on the broom. She has to throw right at the broom in order to miss those 2 yellow guards. I'm assuming she just wants to draw down to it and not tap it a little bit. But I don't really know for sure. If she wants to tap a little bit, that broom might be okay. Sophia Brahm, skip for Portage with her first stone. Sweepers are on it. It's cutting hard. Cutting hard. Yep, just going to tap their own there. And gave Pardeeville an opening here. They're still able to draw around the outside there and bite the edge of the 4-foot. Pardeeville with 2 rocks left. If Pardeeville gets in here, Portage might have some taps or runbacks, but that's always a tough shot. But Pardeeville really got to get some more rocks in the house here. They need to score 3. Can just draw around the left side. I'm not sure what they're looking at here. They're looking at some other options, but so they've taken about a foot more broom than they did last time, but they barely called 4 feet of curl here, which puts it at risk of hitting that yellow one. The yellow one on the left on the 4-foot. Most important here is to miss that yellow one and get around it so you're sitting 2. Maddie Harvey with her first shot, throwing last rocks for Pardeeville. Yep, and it's narrow. Be careful not to tap one of Portage's in now. Not enough room on that one. Yeah, they're going to have a tough path to get in there for their last shot. Pardeeville going to have a tough Tough to get in to put a second counter in. Well, what's Sophia looking at doing here? Seems to be the only path in there for Pardeeville would be to still do an in-turn draw around that left side. So not quite sure what Portage is calling. This is going to have a little discussion here down with the front end and Sophia on what they're doing here. Sophia Braum with her final stone of the sixth end. Oh, she's thinking they could tap that red one back. I don't really see that shot, but that certainly took it away. I think the in-turn draw into the 8-foot is an easier shot here. Quite a bit of space to play that shot. I don't know what's going on here. Seems to be an easy draw around the left side to get to, but kind of a tap here. Looks like yellow into red. Difficult shot. More difficult than the draw on the left side. Or is she going after that yellow one on the outside? I think it's the tap. That'll be one for Pardeeville, bringing the score to 9-3. After 6 ends. All right. 9-3, starting the 7th end. Portage with the hammer. Pardeeville going to need some guards here. Kiana Berry, sophomore for Pardeeville, throwing the lead stones. Want to get this one in. Gonna get this one in play. They need guards no matter what. To get that over the hog line. Doesn't look like it's gonna make it. All right, so that's removed from play. Last end, we're talking about offense versus defense, so Portage here, just put it in the rings on the side. Do not want it to be short, though. Anything above the house that's a guard is to Pardeeville's advantage. Katie Charles, a freshman. Lead for Portage. We say this shot, you want it to be pro side heavy. Pro side means, of course, you want to make the shot and be in the house. But if you were going to miss, the professional or the pro side is you want to be heavy. You want to go right through. And she's light. So that's a guard. At least it's a corner guard. But Pardeeville right away is going to look to draw behind that. Now, if Pardeeville's short, that's fine too, because they can use another guard. When you're behind by a few points this late in the game, you need several guards in order to get around things and have takeouts and prevent the takeouts. She'd be good to just take this as another guard here. And more stuff to draw behind. Best without hammer to go ahead and draw behind the center. Now, interesting here, Portage is going to go ahead and draw behind. They want to make sure they get there, but the conservative shot at this point, as strange as it sounds, would be actually to remove their own yellow rock, that guard, and just get it out of there. You're allowed to do that. You can't remove the red rock. You can't remove the opponent's stone when it's a free guard, but you can remove your own. She's just looking to draw in here. Want to make sure you're all the way there. She's ending up with more guards there. Not what you want to do. Pardeeville's going to look just look to keep coming around those now. Taylor Ludcase throwing third rocks, but playing skip. Go ahead and calling for her second, Allie Gowell, to draw behind those guards. In the seventh end, so it's an 8-end game, 2 ends left, including this one. Now, if she's got the weight, the line looks pretty good. Has to have the weight to get here. I think she's just going to take the guard. At this point, the guard is fine. Especially something closer to a center guard. That works good. I think that was the B shot, but it's a great B shot. A shot being draw behind, the B shot being a short guard. So now, once again, there's so many guards here that Portage to play defense, they have to play offense. They just have to score now. Too much junk. Too much junk to be removed. Having a lead, and now you just got to start drawing in. So that's what we're going to see here. This is Abby Sanderson with her second shot. And that's good. Just draw it right in like that. That was her first shot. I apologize. So Taylor calling on Alley Owl to hit that yellow one and hopefully roll to the right underneath the guards. It's a tough shot. It's hard to get on the inside of that rock to roll to the right, but it's there. Looks a little wide here. Trying to directional sweep it into place, but it's going to go right by here. Let's toss it a little bit wide. So Portage just draw another one in, plug it all up. Defense by offense. All right, so here's Abby with her second shot. Coming in nicely here. Nice weight, nice line. Want to be in the rings. A little short, but that works. Portage in a good position here. Hard for Pardeeville to remove that stone. Not a lot of options. They could come down and sit right on the side of it and try to remove it later. But getting hard for Pardeeville to score a big end here with Portage drawing so many in like that. Pardeeville did score in the last end, so Portage has a hammer. So Taylor Ludke calling her own shot there, and then going down to throw her first rock. She throws third rocks, but skipping the game. Line looks pretty good. If it doesn't overcurl, it is overcurling, unfortunately. Let's see if she can get the run back here. Nope. Hit a little bit wide. And Portage can plug it up some more here. More rocks in the house. Sophia calling here to draw another one behind the corner guards. That's fine. Portage still in good shape here with that one right in the forefoot that's buried. This has nice line, nice weight if they can get it there. I think they're going to have to sweep this pretty hard to get it in the rings, though. Yeah, that's kind of short. Times you get into later in the game, ice slows down just a hair. Throws off your draw weight just a bit. So, Taylor Ludke looking here just to run the, move that guard or get the run back double. It looks pretty close here. She's just going to get rid of the guard here. Straight peel, not quite enough. It didn't hit quite thick enough, so she knocked the other Portage rock into the rings. Portage can just put another one in. Perfect position here would be just biting the 12-foot. I'll be sitting 3. A little bit wide, but they just need to bring it into the rings here. Kind of get difficult for Pardeeville to score multiples. Portage setting 3. Look, draw one right into the middle there. You're right in the 12-foot. Make sure that can't get to that yellow one in the back. Sophia Brahm with our first stone, throwing skips rocks. That's coming in nicely. It's going to over curl a little bit though. Want to get that in the rings though. It's going to give. I think they wanted to stop it there. See if they could get the guard, but Pardeeville can still get at that one in the back. Have to throw maybe a control weight, lightweight takeout, or hack weight shot. Looking at a hack to board weight shot. Hack weight meaning you're throwing at the weight that if it stopped would just hit the hacks, and board weight, if you threw it and it stopped, it would hit the backboard. That's kind of where the terms come from. Looks like about a board weight shot here. If they miss this guard, it'll be a good one. Oh, she did. That's a great shot. Yep, that was about a board weight shot right there. Perfect weight, perfect line. One rock left in the end for Portage. Sophia Brahm, senior skip. Throw that final rock. Key to this shot is you don't really need to stick around. You just need to remove the red one. So you just want to make enough contact to remove the red one. And if you stick around, you get 3. If you roll out, you get 2. So on the other hand, you got to miss that yellow guard. You really need to throw probably lightweight, takeout, control weight. But hit it thick enough so that you'll push the red out. Score your 2 or 3. Okay, Sophia Brahm with her final rock. Final stone of the end. Looks a little wide right here. See if she's got the weight to get it to curl. That looks pretty good. Has to curl, has to have enough weight to push that red out. And they really have to go here. Not quite enough weight to push the red out, so that'll be a score of 1 for Pardeeville. That brings the score 9-4 after 7 ends. Looks like we're going to have a final end here, 8th end, final end of the game. Coming home, as they say, towards the glass, towards the near end. So that was a steal for Pardeeville, steal of 1. And Portage with a lead of 5. So with a lead of 5, Pardeeville, as soon as 4 rocks are out of play, that kind of ends the game. Whether they choose to play the end out or not is up to them. But that kind of ends the game as far as a possibility to win the game. That being said, you really need 1 or 2 guards here. Don't want these in the house. So Kiana Berry, lead for Pardeeville. Throwing that first shot. Want a guard? She's going to get a guard here. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Good start to the end for Pardeeville. Depends how Portage wants to play here. The conservative call would be to just throw the rock through. You don't need any rocks in play. Last stand, you just throw it through. Here, Sophia's just calling for Katie Charles to just get it in the house. So once again, pro side, in the house, or through, but not short. Looks pretty good. If that's sitting on the left side, that'd be perfect. Just so it's in the rings. Yep, that works. Good call, Pardeeville here. Draw behind the guard. But the B shot is if she's a little short, she can use a second guard. Now that gives you only 6 more rocks to work with to score at least 5. But when Portage just has to remove a rock or 2, you got to get enough stuff to draw around. That's just kind of the way it is at this point. So there's Kiana Berry, lead for Pardeeville. Kiana's a sophomore. And she's looking to draw in. Don't want to be too heavy here. Don't want to go through. Well, that's tough. You're already down 2 rocks now. You only have 6 more rocks to score 5. All right, Katie Charles with her second rock here. It's calling her to go ahead and draw around that yellow one in the rings. Anything in the rings here works. If she taps it, it's fine. Well, Pardeeville's got some stuff to draw around now. They pretty much have to spend the rest of the game drawing rocks into the house. And then Portage would need not to get at him somehow, so. Saying in curling, when the lead is up, the guards are not. If you're the team with the lead, you don't want any guards. All right, so Hallie Gowell, sophomore, playing second. Looking to draw one in here. Pardeeville needs to have all these rocks in the house from this point. This one hung out there pretty far. It's going to make it a pretty easy takeout for Portage. Didn't get behind any of the guards. This is actually kind of a good call. All you're trying to do is peel off the center guard so that you have the complete center of the house open. Just ignore that one in the back, because if you have the whole house open, you're going to have lots of stuff to hit out. It's a good shot, good peel. Knock the other yellow one in, that's fine. That works good. Very difficult for Pardeeville now after peeling that guard. So at this point, Pardeeville looked to maybe freeze down on that yellow one there, because they have 5 rocks left, and all 5 have to score in order for them to at least tie the game. This being the last end. Looks a little hot. She can get a little chip off her red. That might slow her down a little bit. Keep her around. Well, there you go. So they're still in the game. Portage just needs to remove 1 rock, and then technically the game is over, although the teams may choose to play it out. At some formal competitions, once you're technically eliminated by rocks remaining, you have to end the game just because they want to get on with things. But if that rule's not specifically in place, then if you want, you can just play out the end. Yeah, this is going to go away. You don't really need to stick around. So with only four rocks left, Portage has technically won the game. But I think they're going to play it out till the end. I think that's good. It's good practice. So here's Taylor Ludke. She's thrown third rocks, skipping the game. Pardeeville. And I think the call is to freeze down on the yellow one. A freeze is the toughest shot in curling. To get a perfect freeze, in other words, you're perfectly setting up against it, you have to actually just the right weight in line. Now, I'm not sure. She might have been calling that shot. I think she was calling the freeze, though. What you want to do sometimes at that point is freeze it on so that you're on top and the other one's behind, and then later you'll come and you'll hit that freeze, knock the opponent's rod out the back, and you'll be sitting multiple. That's kind of the thinking behind that. Portage just wants that red one to go away. Don't need to stick around. It's a good shot. So here's Taylor Lickey trying to, I think she's trying to get the double here. Oh, I think she's going to go right through the hole. Just clip that yellow one just a hair. Yep. Hey, Portage has a hammer here. Just have Olivia go ahead, play normal weight, take that red rock out. That's a good shot. Don't need to stick around. Kind of playing out the game for practice at this point. Two more rocks left for each team. Andy Harvey throwing last rocks for Pardeeville. Going to draw behind that yellow Portage rock on the left, be sitting for shot. Sweeper's on it right away. Sweeping for line. I want it to crash on that yellow one. I'm not sure what happened here. Got lost handle or something. As I mentioned before, with our cameras here, we can't quite see what happens right in the middle of the ice. We can only see the two ends. So if it picked or something in the middle, we weren't able to see that. Our cameras in Portage are kind of limited to a degree because our lights hang low and we have bars that support bars, steel bars that go across the house at about the 12-foot level, and that means we can't get our cameras up quite as high as some other clubs do, and it leads us to the angles that we have on our system here. Sophia looking to just remove that red rock. Want to hit it on the inside so you kick it out. Looking pretty good. Doesn't mind if she doubles her yellow off and it goes away, but didn't get it out, but Portage is sitting for right now, so it's kind of irrelevant. Maddie Harvey was her final zone of the game. I think she's just looking to do a takeout, maybe double those two in the back out. Looks a little wide though. So Portage will have a draw. Sophia Brahm with a final shot of the game. And her draw will determine whether they score 4 or they score 5 on this end. All right, sweeper's on it. That's usually a good sign. Weight looks good. She's got some backing. And it's going to float in there nicely. And that'll end up with it being a score of 5 for Portage. And I'll bring our final score 14-4 for this conference game between Portage and Pardeeville. Put up our lineups here again. Playing for Portage was Katie Charles at lead, Abby Sanderson second, Olivia Goldthorpe third, Sophia Brahm at skip. For Pardeeville, Kiana Berry at lead, Ellie Gowell at second, Taylor Ludke at third and calling the game, and Maddie Harvey at skip. All right. So that'll bring us to a conclusion of the broadcast here. Final score 14-4. Portage. Coming out with the win in this conference match at the Pardeeville Curling Club. I'm Steve Duberstein announcing the game for you. Sorry we got started a little bit late. Try to do better on that next time there. And have a good one. Stay warm in this cold weather.